Hello everybody, thank you for joining us. Today we'll be drawing a sketch of a face with tones and light sources from two ends. If you have your pencils all set, you're going to start with a circle. Or normally we always say that it should be an egg shape that we can work with. So we can put the face at a slight angle, and the general rule is eyes, nose, mouth if you're looking at it from like straight on. So let's put in some eyes, a pair of eyes, and we could even do that just to make sure that they're landing more or less in that same element. Okay, so we have a little bit of a squint going there, some brow lines, I guess, skin folds on the brow. Pensive mood here with the collection of skin here, and we will do a generic nose somewhere along those lines. And just give some line work there, and a little indent below the nose, and let's go and put in sort of a mouth. Let's give this guy a chin. Let's put in some line work right there because we'll be shading along this. So as we said, that the light is hitting from both sources in this case, and what we're doing is we're highlighting the face itself through features that are inside the face. Like we're talking about the skin folds, the let's put in those pupils, and we'll give it as many skin folds as we can, permissibly can. So here's some skin fold artwork. There's some eye bags, and there is one brow. There's another brow. Alright, so I think we are pretty much all set to go, and we'll throw in some tones and see how this works out. So we got a middle-aged man, sort of, and we kept the face generic because again, it's conventional practice. So now we are concentrating the tones, and we will come from the inside out. So that is actually the main purpose of our video, and utilizing the same pencil, that is an HB that I'm using right here, provided that this is not a project, or not a concentrated effort to do some fine art, you could try with the same pencil, because that is essentially one of the purposes here, that we can achieve the tones as long as they land in the right places. And still achieve an effect without utilizing more than one pencil point. So from the inside out, we are just going and seeing where the tones might hit. For instance, right, we have other videos, and you could check those out as well. Like this. Now, meanwhile, I am just going through these different things, and I want to make sure that it's not painstaking for you to go through the entirety of this video as if like I'm lost in trying to get all this framework together. So that's just balancing out the two sides a bit. Okay, and then we are back to the tones again. So again, inside out, and we are now moving to the eyes. And as we mentioned that in our quite a few of our other videos, we have illustrated how important it is to maintain the tones along the lines, that wherever there are like creases, skin folds, heightened areas, extended areas, exaggerated areas in the face, the tones and the shadows that fall in comply accordingly. For instance, like it's really hefty under this eyebrow, and it is natural for a light source to come in and then cast that kind of a shadow going inward. So here we have done this angle before, like lighting from both sides of the face, but here we are particularly working inside out, and we are working particularly with the same pencil. And I necessarily have not envisioned or laid all the tonal structure out, that this is how it's going to be, this is where the shadows will fall. So I'm just saying, in this case, I'm just working along and just like going with the flow. So I might like change something on the fly and think that okay, maybe it should be a different way. So right here, for instance, I've just decided, first I had decided a curvature like this, so the guy's a little chubby, but then I decided that since he's a little middle-aged, it's very common to have the face, a decent face, like have a curvature going somewhere along those lines. Now here we've already done this, and there will be definitely a curvature here to match this around the nose area. So the bulge is here like so, and then the lighter tones go out and fade away like that. Let's add another like line or so, because if it's a middle-aged person, and it's an ideal setting to do this with a middle-aged person, because we get to work with more tonal aspects, more area is covered. So for instance, like if it was a smoother, younger face, yes, that's also an exercise in itself, but when it's a face that is a little bit like, how should I say it, like rugged, I guess. Like this one, we get to tap into just those many more aspects. And here we have the bulge under the, or let's call it we have the underlip. So slight tones can define the lips on this end. And again, we are doing this all with essentially with one pencil, and we can use varying dark and lighter tones. For instance, right here I concentrated the pencil and made those tones a little darker than others. And this is the reason, the only thing that I had predetermined was the tilt in the face. The tilt means that on this side we get to put in some additional tone work, like right through, going into the face like that. There's some face lines again, and then we can just concentrate the tones here, and that is because the guy is wearing a coat or something, let's say. Right? And the man did not necessarily need his coat here because our concentration should be toward the face, so let's not get carried away there. And maintain the tones again. So coming inward, same exercise to try to balance out the face, and not every feature in the face, in every face, is necessarily balanced through and through. We know this because every face has its own wonderful features, and they vary. And here we have that angle done. All right, so continuing with the this initiative to get the tones right. Now we head over to the forehead. Just add some prevalent tones into the, and let's say that the head is from here. I think let's actually do that. Okay, so let's add a shape like that. I think it should really land just about right. There's the hairline, let's say, and we'll put in slightly darker tone right there, right under the hair, and then we come around bring some darker tones in to infuse everything, sort of. And it's going to work for the most part. I mean, this is like really quick, and if we take our sweet time in laying all this out, I think it actually works much better. A little bit of indent right there. If we knit it, a little bit of indent on the head right there, going inward again. And then of course, depending on what kind of hairdo we're dealing with, we put in tones accordingly. Stroke a little bit. I think that will suffice for now. So there we have it, a sort of a middle-aged person with tones, with lighting source going in from both ends. And we are concentrating on the face. Of course, I'm very tempted to go in and like put in some tones like right here too, but we are going to leave it at that for now. We got the face, and it looks like, starts like looking realistic when you just work with those features from the inside out. And it's a very, very good and fun way to put in some nice core practice. So please do check out our other videos as well. We put out content every day, and for that, please subscribe, keep in touch. Thank you for watching, and have yourself a wonderful day.